What's up? Got a Defcon jungle knife. What's up? Man, let's get this thing out of here. What is it? I think I'm going to, I don't know, maybe I'll keep that. We'll see. TF9389. Is that the model? I don't know. Defcon. I mean, nice box. Jungle knife. Nice cleaning cloth. Comes with a nice swag Crown Royal bag, right? Comes with a wrench. I don't use those wrenches. I've had bad luck with those. Not necessarily Defcons, but just those little wrenches like that. I've had many of those strip out of screws. So, I mean, I say many. Maybe it was two, and then I went, yeah, I'm never using those again. Look at this little pencil. Be interesting to see the blade, right? What a neat little pencil. And I mean, I'm a little curious now because I only see one screw. So the front screw's got to be hidden under this carbon fiber insert here. Has to be. So I think that has to come in and out. Looks like it's maybe weeping oil up from underneath it too. Look at the milling on the pocket clip. Looks like a feather. All right, man, let's get that blade out. Oh. Yeah, so now I know why I bought it. Look at this thing, man. What does it say on the knife? Yeah, it's got that same number, whatever this number was, the TF9389. So it's a Defcon TF9389. USA design, made in China, and it's in M390 steel, titanium, and then a carbon fiber insert on both sides. Frame lock. Let's check that lock. I mean, Well, let's move all this stuff and then let's play with the knife. My favorite part. I get to play with knives. Nice jimping here. Yeah, that is stiff. Wow. Let me try to fail it. Yeah, I can fail it. I think it's definitely on bearings, but it makes me wonder if this frame isn't too tight. Because, boy, that's taking some pressure to get that off. But all in all, it's pretty snappy. What a unique, neat little pin dagger. Wow. Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, the action feels good. It just feels like maybe this is too stiff. If I could take some tension off of it, might be able to get this thing to really run well. Blade centered. I mean, sometimes on these smaller, definitely lighter blade knives, it's not possible. Like the detent's got to be stiff, and it is what it is. They've scalloped here to get in there a little bit, but it's still really narrow, and it is really stiff to get that to move over there. Yeah. I'm going to pay attention to where we're at, though. All right, those two line up. Man, let's get in it, because it's another thing I'm curious about. Like, how do I get in this knife? Looks like T6. That clearly goes through to the other scale. Pocket clip, titanium, came right off. So now, 100%, one of these sides got to come off. I'm going to guess this side. See if I can't. there it is. I mean, it looks like it might have some glue on it, but there's the screw. I might have to put a little rubber cement on that when I put it back together. Because it definitely had a little bit of glue on it. But, I mean, you don't want to put too much, because if you ever got to get in here. And, I mean, it appears backwards to me. Oh, there's another screw. There's a screw holding this barrel spacer on the inside. So I guess that makes sense. It's got to be on this side. This pivot screw here. And it's filthy in here. Yep. Like old grease maybe. I'm definitely going to be able to clean that up. And where's our lock? I mean, it's quite a bit past where it's locking up, so I might be able to take some tension off, but I'm going to have to pull this other insert. Okay, well, it came pretty easy. Well, and this one's covered in oil. Yeah, there ain't no glue on this one. The glue on the other side. This one's covered in oil though. So I'm gonna pull it apart because we're gonna get all this oil out of here. I'm gonna take a little bit off of this before I forget about it. Yeah, just the tiniest bit. We'll see. That might have been too much, and that blade may not lock proper now. We'll see. All right, let's get to wiping. We've got some wiping to do here. A little cleanup duty. What a neat little penknife. I know now why I got it. Looking at it. Looking at the box, I was like, Defcon. What's going on? Because now I've picked up a couple of these Defcon jungle knives. And if memory serves me, I mean, I think I've liked them all so far. Like, I don't know who the OEM is. You know, Best Tech or, you know, somebody for sure. But this one's got a nice little piece of M390 in it. How about it? And what a needle. For sure that's a needle. Alright, let's get all this oil out of here. Nice titanium scales. They have been knocked down really well. Got a lanyard hole. This would probably be a good candidate for a lanyard. Thin, you know. Could use the extra help on a grip. It had some glue on it. I've got some rubber cement down in my shop, and so I may have to get it. I think what I'll do is I'll put the knife back together, and then if it appears like I've got to add some cement to it, I'll probably do it after the fact. Only because I'm lazy. I don't want to walk down the shop to finish up on this knife. And I have some super glue up here, but yeah, I'm not going to put super glue on that because I'd never get it off. I'd probably have to snap the carbon fiber to get the knife apart. That would be not cool. Okay. I think I'm going to wipe this off. All right, let's do a little assembly work and find the results. So this could go in from either side. Yeah, no, it's got to go the other way because of, yeah, because of the hidden pivot screw. So this has got to come up from there, like so. Internal stop pin. Let me, I'm going to put a little bit on this detent track here. That screw's hanging out on the bottom. I'm going to have to flip this and get a grip on it all. What are we missing here? Ooh, sorry, I'm off camera, but I'm trying to do a three-hand job with two hands. Okay, that's the wrong screw. That's why. Loser. That's this screw. Yeah, there wasn't anything wrong with the way I was doing it. It is the wrong screw. Come on, y'all knew it was something like that, right? Like, You didn't even have to find out. You should have known. I mean, yeah. Sit there and turn on it and handle it and finagle it and can't say a word because I'm so focused. It's like, I can't talk, man. I'm trying to do my thing here. Yeah, idiot. So this doesn't go on until the scale and the pocket clip go on. I mean, I don't think I could do this any worse than I'm doing. Pretty sure this one goes here. Yep. I mean, it does snap fit in there. Yep, it did. All right, now let's try this screw. Goodness. The worst thing is I was concentrating so hard, and yet everything I was doing was wrong. I probably should have just been talking about some nonsense and not paying attention, and then none of that would have happened. Well, we've got a ton of play in here, so something's off. Hopefully I can tighten it from here. Yeah, I could. That felt a lot better right there. Tiniest little wiggle in there. But I can tell you, that action, is it better? Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And then, yeah, they are fit really well, so they do snap in. Now, could I put a little bit of rubber cement under there? Probably. But I'm going to try to run it without it and see how well that appears to be holding on to me. Oh my goodness, is that good now? All right, let's get rid of all this stuff. I'll wait for time. We're right on the money. Right on the money. Try to wrap up here. What if this knife has a name? I'm gonna look. Let's talk about the action. So the action went from maybe a B to A minus. Yeah, I can't fail it now. And it's really fluid. It is wonderful. It doesn't feel cheap at all. It feels very hydraulic, very quality. Yeah, man, is that good. Excellent jimping here, sharp. The flipper tab's wonderful. That thing comes out like a rocket. The access to the lock bar, like I said, it's scalloped on both sides. Not the lock bar, but the frame lock. It's scalloped on both sides, so I can't get my thumb in there. I took a little tension off of it, and now it runs really well. Man, is that nice. So A minus on the action. Let's talk about ergonomics on this knife. So I mean, this grip here, it's got a great finger guard. Not so confident, confident, very confident. This is definitely a confident grip. I feel like, with this needle of a blade, I could definitely come forward with this, meet resistance, and this knife would go forward, and I'd be able to stay locked in behind. It's got a little jimping here that does provide some traction. You wouldn't think it would do much, but it definitely helps with traction back there. The reverse grip can definitely cap it. My preference would be right here, though. Man, to stab down with this thing, woo! Yeah, I mean, this thing would go through, this would definitely go through 26 gauge metal. I mean, wow. Yeah, very nice ergonomics on it. Let's check the pocket clip. The little feather, I like it. Nice little, just a cool feature, right? Like they didn't have to do that, but it's a cool little adder, little Easter egg to the knife. Runs all the way, really nice look with the feathering, and maybe a quarter of an inch sticking out of the knife or out of the pocket. Very nice tension. Same here. My spot in the back pocket. I mean, it's a pen knife. It's a pencil knife. Very thin. The pocket clip's solid though. Yep, I like it. Make sure we can't contact that blade anywhere. I can touch the blade right here, right at the tippy top. I'm making blade contact. What about the tip? The tip's recessed and out of my way. So the clip's good, the tip's good, but I can get blade contact right at the very back here. Yeah, wonderful. I wonder if the knife is sharp, that M390. How'd they do? We're going to check the whole length of that blade. I mean, yeah, they did wonderful. That thing's super sharp. And I mean, pokey, wow. I mean, as far as pokey knives go, this thing going to be right up in the top tier pokiness, right? Yeah, super pokey. All right, so let me research this thing. How much, where, what's it called? Okay, so it had a little smudge here in that M390. So I went ahead and took it to the hot sink and some Dawn and cleaned that up, got that off of there. But price and availability. So these are running around, I'm going to say 115 to 130, 115 to $130. Yep, and I mean, it's full titanium, carbon fiber insert, M390 steel. I think what maybe threw me off a little bit on that price was just because of the perception that it's a small knife, but it doesn't play small. This knife, I mean, for personal self-defense, I mean, this thing is going to be very capable to defend one's person. Now, in a sword fight or, against machetes or, no. And I've said this many a time. I'm not looking to be in a knife fight with anybody. If they got a knife and I got a knife, I mean, my first instinct is to run. I don't want to get in a knife fight with anybody. And I don't care how much training I got, because you can win a knife fight and lose it all at the same time. I mean, just by, making the right stroke or landing the correct blow, you can end that fight, but in the process be ended and maybe not even know it. Like, man, yeah, that is not anything unless I absolutely had to be in that position. But I digress. This is a pretty capable and really nice, I mean, possibly even an executive knife, right? Like Really clean lines. I love the titanium. The carbon fiber looks good. Wonderful milling on a pocket clip. I mean, it's pretty cool. But you're looking 115, 130, somewhere in that range for one of these. I appreciate y'all watching.